Hey Lyoko Warriors, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another Lyoko episode review. This is going to be Season 2, Episode 26, titled The Key. So let's get into it. The last episode of Season 2. Next week, well, Season 3, baby, and that season's a flyby. I mean, that flyby is 15 episodes, but that is a lot shorter than the first two seasons, which are 26 episodes each, and the last season, Season 4, is 30. So this season might fly by a bit quicker than all the other ones. Oh, there's a... Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully that didn't do anything. I think it popped up on my screen. I had to click it. It was right in front of my face. Anyway, let's get into it. So after the opening, we cut to Jeremy looking at Franz Hopper's diary. And it's an autolog diary, not like text diary. And everybody comes into the computer lab and they're all watching it. And each time he fast forwards into the video diary, he keeps saying it's June 6, 1994. And the reason, because he keeps saying that over and over again, is because later on in the diary, he was like, I just found this cool new way called Return to the Past. Like he keeps going Return to the Past on the same exact day, June 6, 1994, because he keeps saying it's June 6, 1994, day 7. June 6, 1994, day 100. June 6th, 1994, 2000, like, he's using Return to the Past like crazy. He's using it like crazy on this one day. We find out that he at first made this program called Carthage. It's like some sort of like, it's like basically, it's like this program to either block out or eat other enemies' programming in the military, but it got out of hand. So that's when he made Xana and Lyoko, but that kind of got out of hand too, and people are looking for him. They're trying to kill him, and I'm thinking partially that might be Xana, because he keeps saying he keeps feeling that somebody's watching him, somebody's trying to kill him. But later on in this episode, we do see the Men in Black, so that could be them, but it could also be Xana, because he can do stuff around the world and stuff. So it could also be Xana, and it could be the Men in Black. And then he also mentioned about how today is the day I'm going to take me and my daughter Aelita into Lyoko. We can live like kings. We two hold the keys to Lyoko. Or we can live like royalty. Us two, we hold the keys to Lyoko. We're going to live there forever. And that's when the autobiography, sort of video diary, ends. If you hear a bunch of noise in the background, my uncle just bought a new lawnmower and he just built it. So I think he's testing it out. So if you hear like some noise coming in and out, that's probably him using the lawnmower he just built. Building a lawnmower, that's crazy. Building a whole lawnmower. Anyway, the scene cuts to all of them in the cafeteria, and Jeremy says, after looking through the diary of Franz Hopper, I figured out something. Xana didn't give Aelita a virus. They're like, what do you mean? He didn't give her anything. He took something away from her. What did he take away? I don't know. But whatever it is in Sector 5. And they also mentioned, before this, like, okay, all of this makes sense with Franz Hopper and everything. He's Aelita's his daughter. But the one thing I can't understand is, why does Xana want Aelita's memory so badly? And Aelita's like, well, my dad, Franz Hopper, just said we hold the keys to Lyoko. If Xana gets the key, whatever that is, and out of my memory, that means he can escape the supercomputer and take over the world. Because he's stuck in the supercomputer. He's stuck on Lyoko. He's stuck inside the supercomputer. Yes, he can come out into the world and do stuff, and he could probably destroy stuff too, but he's still stuck in that programming. With the keys to Lyoko, he could find a way out of Lyoko and go into the World Wide Web. And that means he can go anywhere. Anywhere. And that's bad. That's pretty bad. We've seen the stuff that Xana can do, so that is pretty bad. Anyway, when Jeremy says that the key, or whatever that fragment that he took from Aelita is in Sector 5, everybody says, wow, we should go to Sector 5 tonight. After the end of the year party tonight, it would be awesome. One less missing, and we could finally have a well-deserved vacation. But then Aelita gets up and gets really mad and says that's out of the question, and she walks out. Jeremy follows her and says, hey, what's the matter? She starts to say that, my dad was a lunatic nutcase that took away my whole childhood. That took away my life. Like, I was stuck in, because, 1994, Aelita's supposed to be way older than she's supposed to be. So she's mad because he took away my life from me and had me stuck on Lyoko for, like, decades until you guys found me, and now I'm here. Like, he's a lunatic. And Jeremy's like, yeah, that is true, but you can look ahead forward into the future that you can make now that extra out. It's okay. We're going to, get your fragment back. We're going to get your fragment back putting off the supercomputer, and we're just done with Xana. And then after that, we cut to Odd and Oric. Odd is trying to find a date to the end of the year party. It's really funny because Odd says he has a way with women. He leans over to this one girl and says, "Hey, you want to go to the dance with me?" She goes, "I thought I told you never to talk to me again." My bad. My bad. And then Oric goes, "Hey, Yumi, are you going with anybody?" And she goes, "Oh, well, that's the thing." Then William comes out of nowhere, grabs Yumi, and they start talking. Sissy comes up, says, "Hey, you want to go with the prettiest girl in the school?" Oric looks over at Yumi talking to William. Obviously, he's putting two and two together. They're going to go together. So he goes, "You know what? Yeah, let's go." Obviously, Sissy is kind of surprised. He goes, "Oh, all right. All right, I'll see you tonight." Like, she's really happy. She's like, "All right, let's do this. I'll see you tonight." But the worst thing about that is, as soon as she says, "I'll see you tonight," we cut right back to Yumi, and William goes, "Are you sure you can't go with me tonight?" I actually had me chuckling, like, "Dog, Oric, what are you doing?" Like, she just turned down William. He like, "You sure you're not going with me tonight?" "Yeah, I'm sure." "What, you bringing somebody else?" And she looks over at Oric. Hopefully. Man. the coincidence. Like, the coincidence of that happening. It just, that just sucks. That sucks big time. We cut to Aelita going to the factory. She's inside the supercomputer room, and she turns off Lyoko. And obviously, when you do that, she dies too, so she faints. Then we cut right back to Oric talking to Odd, trying to figure out who he's going to take to the dance. Then Yumi says, "Hey, Oric," and then Sissy comes up and gives Oric a present. Obviously, Yumi is pretty mad. He goes, "Oh, okay, I see how it is." He goes, "What's the matter? Aren't you going with William?" "You're so dumb sometimes." And she walks away. And then Odd looks at him, and he goes, "If you say one of your stupid proverbs, you're dead." It's just how funny how hard he leans over the Odd, because if he says something goofy, he was gonna give him the meanest combo. He was gonna give him the meanest combo of his life. But after Oric gets some space between them, Odd starts to say some of his corny lines again. And actually, let me make sure the volume. Yep. Okay. I was gonna say they actually do rhyme pretty well. Oh, I didn't even notice this shot. My bad. That's a nice team shot. There's one later on in this episode I remember, but I didn't notice this one. That is a nice team shot. That is nice. Anyway, my bad. I was gonna say some of the odd proverb junks he was saying after Oric left, because they actually did rhyme. Oric has lost his head and should have stayed in bed. That's a pretty good one. Wait, I got another one. Go with Sissy and your future is gloomy. Go with Sissy and your future is gloomy because you're going to lose Yumi. That's a good one, too. That's a nice one. The very next scene we saw Jeremy walk up to Oric and Odd and ask them, "Have you seen Aelita?" They said no. Then he says the super scanner is acting a lot of whack. They said, "I don't know what's going on." He said, "I'm going to go to Lyoko. You guys cover for me for the teachers." He goes to the factory, goes into the computer room, turns on the computer, but it instantly turns right back off. He goes, "What the heck is going on?" So he goes down to the supercomputer and sees Aelita fainted and sees the supercomputer off, turns it on. Aelita finally wakes up. He said, Why in the world, what the heck are you doing? Why would you do this?" He says, "To save you guys, to save the world." And he goes, "Aelita, we can save everybody together. We can look on into the future. You didn't have to do that. you didn't have to kill yourself just to save everybody. We clearly said earlier in this episode, we can do it together. We can do this together." But hey, it's whatever. We cut to Odd and Oric talking inside their room, and Odd keeps cracking jokes about how he's going to go to the prom with Sissy, and Oric just isn't really feeling this, even after he opens Sissy's gift, which is just a box with Sissy's face on each side of the box. With just her face on each side of the box. Oric goes to Yumi's house to talk to Yumi, and they're like, "Yeah, you know what, let's not go to the prom, let's just hang out together." As soon as they said that, boom. Not Oric, my bad. Jeremy, I had to think about it. Jeremy called them and says, "Come on to the factory, let's do this one last hurrah mission to get Aelita's fragment back." They're like, "All right, we're down. We're not doing nothing else. We're not going to the prom no more." Then we cut to Odd chilling after school, and Sissy's like, "Hey, where's Oric at?" "I don't know. I thought he was taking me to the prom." And she gets mad and walks away. And he leans over to this one girl and taps her. He goes, hey, you want to go to the prom with me? I mean, not the prom, but you want to go to the school dance with me? She goes, okay, sure. He goes, oh, thank you. All right, I'm Odd. You're Odd? Odd de la Robia. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I got a boyfriend. I gotta go. That's messed up. I mean, hey, it's kind of Odd's fault. I remember I think it was Xana's kiss. Yeah, I think it was that episode. They literally right outside that Odd has literally dated like every single girl in that grade. You date every single girl, you dump them. Nobody's gonna really want to go with you. That's new. That they're gonna talk. Come on, Odd. The girls are gonna talk to each other about you. You dated everybody. What's the chances that this one's gonna work? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why he dated like every single girl in this school. It's ridiculous. And you get a lawnmower, but it's ridiculous. Like, what is Odd doing? Jeremy calls him like, hey, Odd, are you doing anything? I mean, no, I'm not doing anything. Well, come on to the factory. Let's do this one last hurrah mission. So they all go to the factory. They get virtualized in the ice section. There's no monsters around. They get to the eggs of Lyoko. He types in the Xena taxi. The taxi brings him to Sector 5. When they get to Sector 5, Odd is like, huh. Orc's like, what's the matter? You feel like throwing up like usual? He said, no, I don't. That's what unusual is. I don't feel like throwing up when I usually do. That's kind of odd. And this was the team shot I was talking about earlier, when they're all just standing there waiting for the supercomputer. I mean, waiting for the Xena taxi. We get one shot with everybody's faces, and then we get another shot with their backs turned. I think we've seen this same animation before. I think so. You saw the one shot in the face, and then we get another shot with their backs, which looks really cool. I'm pretty sure we've seen this animation before with their faces and the backs turned when they're standing there waiting for the Xena taxi, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, obviously they have 3 minutes to touch to touch the button, or they're all going to die. I mean, not all, but anyway, sorry. They got 3 minutes to tap the button, or the room is going to change up like crazy. And the room isn't doing anything too crazy. It's just a ton of creepers in there. So Orc and Odd are taking out all the creepers while Yumi does some gymnastics to jump up to the button. And 2 cool shots while they're doing this. 1, Orc runs up a wall, kicks off a wall, and slices 3 creepers in 1 slice. Dope. Another one, Odd is like doing a bunch of flips to dodge the lasers from the creepers. And Odd gets right in front. So there's a creeper right here and a creeper behind him. He gets right in the. Sorry, there's 2 creepers right here. Odd gets in front of 1 creeper, does a handstand and splits his legs open. And then 1 creeper shoots at Odd and the other creeper shoots at Odd. But he splits his leg open so both lasers go this way and kill each creeper. that was pretty cool. You can't tell me that's that cool. And it's funny, not funny, but it's kind of cool with the Orc situation because when he sliced all those creepers, he high fives Odd. He goes, all right. And then he runs up the wall and he slices them. That's dope. That's pretty dope. Look at this. He high fives Odd. And then he runs up the wall, and he kicks off another wall, and then he does one big slice. Boom! He kills the ball. That is dope. That was dope. And as we see, Yumi's like doing a bunch of flips to get over to the lock. And let me show you the cool move that Odd did against those 2 creepers. This isn't it. This is it. I thought it wasn't it. Here we go. Odd, he splits his legs open and both creepers killed each other. That's pretty funny. My bad. I never heard that noise before, so I get kind of nervous. Shoot. I was just going to say, oh, that's right. Yumi gets over to the button and Jeremy says you have 10 seconds left. So she's like right next to the button. But then there's a creeper overhead the button and it starts to shoot at her. So she does 2 black backflips to dodge the lasers. Then she goes, okay, let's do this. She runs up. I'm like, yo, that's 10 seconds right there. You were right next to it when you had 10 seconds. 2 backflips. And then you go, okay, let's do this. And you do some more flips. You finally press the button to grab the creeper and throw it down and it kills it. But I'm like, yo, after if you see this episode, it's been 10 seconds. But it's a show, so she had to make it, but it's been 10 seconds. After Yumi presses the button, the floor indents, and there's a giant hole in the floor, and it makes a ton of stairs that go all the way down. So they all start to run down the stairs, and it's a pretty cool scene where we see Odd on all 4s running, Yumi just jumping, Orc using his super speed to run down the stairs. Odd on all 4s, Yumi and Lito are just jumping. Which, I mean, it sounds simple, but it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna. It's a pretty cool scene when we get to see them all running down the stairs, and they just. Oops, I went ahead of myself by accident. While they just all running down the stairs in their own unique ways with their own different power sets. That's pretty cool too. I guess all running on all fours isn't a power set, but I guess anyone can do that really. But here we go. See, Oryx using his super. Well, we're gonna see. He uses his super speed. Everybody else is just jumping, and Odd he's going on all fours. You see? I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know why, but I thought that was pretty cool. When they get to the end of the stairway, they see this giant glowing ball in the distance, and Jeremy and they're like, "What the heck is that, Jeremy?" That's I think it is fragment. That's a missing piece. Go get it, guys. So they all start to run towards to get it, and a ton of creepers come out of nowhere start to shoot at them. So they all running and running and running until they get to this giant gap between the fragment, and where they are now. Odd he stays behind to fend off the creepers, but they all shoot him down and he gets devirtualized. Alita gets thrown over to the side where the fragment is Oric and Yumi grab Alita by both hands, lunge her over there with themselves, and they're just barely hanging on to the edge of it while Alita is fully on there. The creepers shoot and kill Yumi. So Odd and Yumi are gone. The only one protecting Alita now is Oric. So this is pretty bad. I guess I'll show you that scene. There's a scene where Odd runs on all fours, and he runs because he goes to cover everybody, so he runs on all fours. And it was a pretty cool scene, I guess. I mean, he's just running on all fours, but it's whatever. I guess I'll show you guys this right here. Boom, here we go. He runs on all fours. Oh, yeah, see, he runs on all fours, and he goes over to the creepers, but he dies. Right after Yumi dies, he's able to get up, but then the whole room starts to crumble, and these two mantas come out of nowhere, and they're glowing white, and they help them because they fall, and they catch Oric and Alita, and they're flying them over to the fragment, and Oric's like, what the heck is going on? And Jeremy's like, no, that's Franz Hopper. He's controlling the mantas to help you guys get over to the fragment. All right, that is dope. So Franz Hopper lands Oric on one piece while he lands Alita right next to the fragment. She goes over to the fragment, touches it, but then it explodes. And it turns out it was a trap. And the whole room starts to crumble again, and pieces of the roof fall and kills Oric. So now Alita's all alone. And the Schizozoa comes, grabs her, sucks out all of her memory, and then she just plops on the floor. And Jeremy says, oh no, this is bad. Alita's dead. As soon as he says that, we just see like the camera just pan out of Sector 5 and go to each sector. And each time it goes to a different sector and it pans out of Sector 5, since she's like the guardian of Lyoko, like the key to Lyoko, or one of the keys for Franz Hopper, everything just goes dark. And then each single tower in all of Lyoko turns red. Then it takes control of every single tower, and Lyoko goes dark. And obviously, Jeremy just says she dies. So that's a pretty impactful moment. Alita just died. Like, jeez, man. Like, she just died. So this is pretty bad. But then a white light starts to engulf Alita. And then we see a flashback where we see Alita playing around in the snow. We see Franz Hopper and his wife. I don't actually know if we get his wife's name, because obviously we see little kid Alita playing around. And we also see Franz Hopper and we see his wife. But I don't know if we ever... I don't actually know, because obviously Alita's just calling her mom. And, I don't know if we ever do get her mom's wife. I don't know if we ever get Alita's mom's real name. I don't know. But obviously we get a flashback of Alita. We see little kid Alita, Franz Hopper, her dad, and her mom. Obviously she gets her hair from her mom. I heard that he was originally supposed to have pink hair. I don't know if that's true or not. We get to see her mom, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. But we see the flashback of how they gave her Mr. Puck for a Christmas gift. A few years later, her mom dies, and then we see Alita going to the house. She's a little bit older. She goes to the house. She goes upstairs to her room, but then some men in black come into the house and start to chase them. They run outside the back door. They go to that little secret sewage. Remember that secret door that leads to the sewage that Otter found when they first went to the Hermitages? They go through that. They go all the way to the factory. He types in the coordinates to go to Lyoko. They go into the scanners. The scanner doors close, and Alita opens her eyes. And then Lyoko starts to get life back again. And Jeremy mentions that, this is Franz Hopper bringing life back into Lyoko, and each and every tower turns white instead of red. And then Alita, she gets re-virtualized back on Earth, so this is good. And then they all, at the last scene of this episode, they're all back inside of Jeremy's room. And Jeremy says the missing fragment that Xena took from you were your human memories, but Franz Hopper was able to bring life back into Lyoko, and he was able to bring those human memories back into you, and that's what brought you back. And she starts to cry because obviously because after he did that, they couldn't find him. So the most likely thing is he probably died, bringing life back into Lyoko and bringing the memories back. And also, Xena won. I think this is the first time Xena actually won, and he got the keys to Lyoko. So eventually, he'll be able to get out of the supercomputer and go into the World Wide Web, which is bad. Which is really bad. So, oh no, what are we gonna do? Jimmy gets up. He says, "We're gonna fight, like we always do. We're gonna fight, destroy Xena, and find your dad. I know we're gonna do this, Alita." And Alita's like, "Yeah, of course we're gonna fight Xena. It's my job." And Jimmy walks over to him like, "No, it's our job." And they all hold hands in a circle. It was nice. It was really nice. If I can find, I might make this the thumbnail. If I can find a good image of this, this was nice. This was nice. They all hold hands together. Nice. The last episode of season 2. The key. Whew, wild ride. We've been on a wild ride with this series. And we end on somewhat of a sour note with Xena winning and getting the keys to Lyoko. But hey, our heroes aren't down yet. They aren't down yet. So, like, say, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all out there for being wonderful human beings. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm sorry. Actually, it's just been... I started to wave. Oh, okay, well, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.